Greetings everybody, my name is Tommy the Game Master and welcome to another video. Well, when it comes to the Kingdom Hearts character Kairi, she is a character that a lot of people debate whether or not she is useless. I'm on the side she is not useless. As far as the plot is concerned, there are tons of things that happen in the series story that happen because of her. Sora turning back into a human from a Heartless, both nominees Roxas and Shionne's birth, and Sora getting into the organization Stronghold at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 are all things she directly contributed to the series. But as far as her being a character with an arc, a personality with strengths and weaknesses, she really has none. Oh, don't get me wrong, they set her up to have one in the original game, but none of the side stories that followed impacted her journey or growth. It's always either Sora or Riku, and while Sora may be stuck with the bad case of anime protag syndrome, he does have some character and character flaws in him, including being a bit reckless at times. Meanwhile, Riku here actually has an arc of both failing and then fighting to redeem himself, leaving Kairi here to be more of a plot device for the things that happen around her. We have not so far in the series figured out what she likes or dislikes, how any harm or trauma ever really affected her. The only thing we do know is she likes Sora a lot and is kind enough to forgive Axel and Riku for their many mistakes against her. But having those qualities does not a good character make. You know what other video game character is sweet, forgiving, and is the main plot for the majority of the games she's been featured in? Princess Peach. Yeah, Kairi so far is the Princess Peach of the Kingdom Hearts series, getting kidnapped in some way in every of the numbered installments. So why does this lecture, in my opinion, about Kairi have anything to do with the game I'm reviewing today? Well, today we are going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts Melodies of Memories, in a game that has her picture in the main title screen and on the box art. So now that Kairi is the main feature of a game, even if it's more of a rhythm game, is she going to get the character development she's so overdue for? No! Oh god, no! You know those anime that are really long running and they occasionally stop to do a story recap? Which is great for the animators because they only have to add in a minute or two of new animation at most, while dragging out old clips from past episodes, and then they have a character narrated what happened. Yeah, this is Melody of Memories. 90% or more of the story is just Kairi recapping the events of the last dozen games or so, and doing it in a kind of bare bones way. This is the Cliff Notes version of Kingdom Hearts, until you finally get to the end of the game and get to the final area, and then the story kind of opens up just a little bit and we finally figure out what's going on. We find out all those narrations are just Kairi reliving her memories, which doesn't make much sense considering how she shouldn't know 90% of the scenes she narrated happened. At any rate, she's been asleep in Diz's lab for the last year, hoping that he can scan her entire memory and find a clue to where Sora has disappeared off to at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. And you know what I think? The whole Diz scanning her memory is just a cover. The real reason she's been passed out for over a year is in a fit of depression she took some vodka and sleeping pills and ended up comatose. Okay, so that's not true, but I wish it was true. It would mean she would have some character in there. And oh yeah, in order to find out she's been asleep for a year, you will either have to A, buy and complete the Remind DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3, or complete this game until the final boss battle, because the game doesn't explain what's going on with Kairi until then, at least not by itself. There is no opening or other plot points other than the recap of past games until the very end. So how does it end? Well, she meets up with the ghost of Xehanort, who taunts her, and since little old Kairi has to be saved, threatening her brings Sora back, who immediately beats up the old man. He then apologizes for all the wrongs he has caused her, and then gives a clue to where Sora has gone before disappearing. Kairi awakens, tells Riku what she saw. The fairy godmother brings both of them to the final world, where they piece together that Sora is in another realm entirely, and Riku uses his Keyblade to open a gate to the world and take off to find Sora, while Kairi stays to train with Aqua because we wouldn't want her to actually have an adventure. And that's pretty much it. Again, over 90% is just pure recap. Not a Recoded-esque recap where the story is filled in with a few new things happening. No, just straight bare bones recap. It's boring. Fortunately, the gameplay doesn't revolve around the story. The story bits are unlocked after completing various challenges, but they can be skipped. Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories is more interested in the music of Kingdom Hearts, so let's get started on the gameplay and the music. Yeah, since this is a rhythm game, I might as well talk about both the music and the gameplay in the same area. The music covers a wide variety of tracks from the Kingdom Hearts series, and what is here is definitely good. We get the majority of the worlds, minus a few like Tarzan and Pirates of the Caribbean, which is a shame. I enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 2 remix of the Pirates theme. But whatever. Most worlds will have two themes. There is the enemy's theme, and then there is the battle theme. And yes, although I do oftentimes enjoy listening to the music when there isn't enemies around, more than I do the battle themes, for the purposes of the actual stages and threat rhythm, the battle themes were a lot more fun to play. At any rate, to get through the game, you have to clear the stages by selecting a song and then playing through the Heartless come in as notes, and you have to press either the A or the L and R buttons in rhythms, sometimes all at once. It's simple, but there is some fun in the simplicity, especially since the music of Yoko Shikamura is pretty good and pretty entertaining to listen to, and it fits these themes beautifully. After the song is over, you will get a score and a few rewards based on the score. First is the experience points to level up the one of 4 teams you can choose. This is pretty pointless. The only thing I noticed is that higher my level, the more mistakes I could make in the song before I failed that song. It's useful, don't get me wrong, but for an RPG mechanic, the rest of it is pointless. What does raising my attack do? The multi-hit enemies are there to represent similar beats, so it's not like I can kill them easier if I level up. So yeah, the JRPG mechanics are a bit off. The next ones are rewards. If you complete mini challenges, you will be able to open up gates for later levels, so make sure you complete a few of these before you've gone on. Finally, there are synthesis items that you can use to synthesize actual stuff you can use in the stage. Some are simple health potions that you can make that refill Sora's life if he gets low because you're making too many mistakes, and others allow you to summon Mickey Mouse, who can help you clear out junk and obstacles. But there are other things, including being able to unlock music videos and stages featuring the character theme. And yeah, there are a lot of good themes. I've always loved Roxas's theme. It's just melancholy, and it fits a character who was basically destined to lose his own identity and any friends he's made along the way from the moment its existence even began. We also get some piano remixes of tunes and unlockable Disney songs like A Whole New World. On top of the usual auto-run like stages, we get video stages. Again, most of them are from character themes, showing key moments from the series featuring that characters. These play a little differently. Mainly the beats that require you to press Y are now replaced by directional buttons and hold buttons. Also, the stages in Kingdom Hearts 3 play this way, and Kingdom Hearts 3 stages only have one theme per world. And yes, Arendelle, of course, has Let It Go being its theme. And for those who are going to complain about it, it could be worse. It could be Swim This Way or Twirl a Fin from Kingdom Hearts 2. And fortunately, these songs are not there. There are also a handful of boss stages, which basically are just some random music interrupted by a place where you have to press a button to avoid shots from the boss. These are kind of boring, I'll be honest, and I'm glad there are only about 4 of these in the entire game. So what are my overall thoughts about this game? Is it worth $60? The answer is no. I enjoyed the music of Kingdom Hearts and I appreciate Square Enix making a music game out of it. But for $60, I'm going to have to say put this on a wish list and wait for a price drop. The music is good and the selection is varied, but there just isn't enough content here to warrant $60. $40 maybe, $20 definitely, but not 60. And on top of that, while a lot of good songs both from Kingdom Hearts and Disney are represented, they somehow left off two of the most pivotal pieces of music. The pieces that people listen to for a few seconds and automatically think Kingdom Hearts. Yes, Dearly Beloved and Hikari Light Symphony are not stages. Yet you get Dearly Beloved at the starting scene, remixed into a jazz piano theme, which I love, by the way. But it's not a stage, it's just a piece of music you can listen to on the title screen. Worse is the Ikari Light Symphony is not here. Yes, I get it, it's simple and clean without lyrics, but I enjoy listening to it more than simple and clean, and I think it actually fits a game like this more. And it's also used in Kingdom Hearts a lot more than simple and clean is. Not to have it here, even as an unlockable music, kind of feels wrong. I should also mention a few of the other bonuses that they want you to try to unlock as kind of a way of keeping you coming back. There's pictures and other little character arts that you can unlock as you play through the game that go into a museum. I thought this was okay, but I've seen these pictures before. Not really interested. Die-hard Kingdom Hearts buff would definitely love it. There's also an online feature, but I thought it was kind of boring. You just kind of play against someone. There is a few interesting things with the tricks that can mess up the way the player goes through the game. It kind of reminded me a bit of the way Yoshi Cookie worked way back on the NES, but overall I didn't really enjoy the online gameplay that much. It's okay, it's there, but it's not something I would buy the game for. Overall, I think Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories is a good game. It's not a game that's worth $60 though. Wait for a price drop down to $20, at least as far as the gameplay is concerned. Finally, I guess I should talk about how the game looks, and it looks okay. Each of the four teams look like the models that were ripped right out of their games. We have Sora, Donald, and Goofy from the original Kingdom Hearts, the Twilight Town Trio from Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, Rico and his Dream Eaters from Dream Drop Distance, and the Birth by Sleep Trio from, well, Birth by Sleep. They look okay as you play through most of the stages. You see various areas from the Kingdom Hearts games appear alongside or beneath you as you run around this record track, killing Heartless. There were an occasional time where the game decided it had to change the angle while running that I did find annoying, but overall the graphics looked fine. That said, the Switch can't do Unreal 3 as well as the PS4, so again we get video clips of the worlds from Kingdom Hearts 3 instead of the actual stages. Is Kingdom Hearts Melodies of Memory a bad game? No, it's a good game and one definitely worth checking out. A lot of great music, both from Disney with things like A Whole New World, or just the remixes from the Kingdom Hearts games themselves to Square Enix songs, like remixes from The World Ends With You or One Winged Angel. It's just not worth paying $60 in my opinion. Wait for the price to come down on this one before getting it. While I did enjoy it a lot more than, say, Recoded when it comes to the overall experience, I only paid $30 for Recoded when it came out. Wait until this one hits $30 or less before picking up.